None of that. Ladies and gentlemen, Chad the Savage George. Been a very long time, Chad.
It has been. It has been.
I don't like it.
I know. I don't like it either.
We're not going to do this the way we do with the regular guests, because what we do with them is we kind of start from the beginning. Maybe we'll do that some other time, because you've got a documentary out. You got another documentary coming up. So I kind of wanted to talk to you about a topic you're interested in, which is, you know, how everybody's dealing with the current situation.
Man, which one?
Yeah, the current situations. But first off, you know, let's give the upcoming documentary a plug real quick. Tell me about it.
So we just wrapped up the conclusion, I guess you could say, to the previous documentary, which was Occupation Fighter. Everybody, I can't say everybody, but a lot of people tuned in and watched the first film while it was on Amazon. It was on Netflix. Occupation Fighter was about a guy that was just trying to find his way, trying to get into the occupation of being a fighter. And a guy
that was a badass documentary.
We basically created that film to show a real in-depth look of what it truly meant to be a fighter, somebody that was giving up everything and dealing with the sacrifices and showing the rawness of what a fighter goes through trying to make a career out of it. At the end of that film, you know, I don't want to create a spoiler alert, but you know, I didn't win the fight that it was building up to. So it kind of was like a real life Rocky story. You know, like how in Rocky you had this giant build up, you're rooting for him, then Rocky lost against Apollo Creed.
Right.
And it ended up becoming much more about the story and the fortitude of the character than it was the actual fight itself. And that documentary came out in 2012, did its course, and then, you know, now I've been here 15 years. Well, the documentary was last year, the one that we just finished up shooting and editing. So at the time it was 15 years. Now I've been in the game 16 years. And so we wanted to really tie everything together and show what it means to be and encompass the life of a fighter. Mm-hmm. And that's what this next documentary is the life of a fighter. The first one was the Occupation Fighter. This is the life of a fighter.
Yeah.
And we take you in depth again on what a little bit of my story is as far as the career that I've had. And then we introduce you to the storylines of other fighters that are going through different stages of their career. From just starting sacrificing to people that have been in it and why they're getting into it. You see the different stories of what these people are actually going through and in their journey of what the fighter is, and that's what it is. This really is the journey, and the life of a fighter is nothing but that. And this documentary encompasses that, and we just watched the final cut of it 2 days ago. Incredible.
I can't wait to see it, man. I asked you to let me see it. You told me I'm just gonna have to wait.
You're gonna have to, because we still have to do the fine tuning with the audio. They have to do the color correct. You know, all the Hollywood stuff.
Right.
But you know what? That's gonna make it special. I don't want to ruin the experience for anybody, because I feel like the story is so powerful for everybody to understand. There's a story behind all of us. I want each person that watches this film to really feel themselves as the person that's going through the journey.
Yeah. Chad, is this one, because we're talking about the life of a fighter, is this one going to encompass your coaching career a bit more than the last one? Because I feel like you've kind of transitioned now from a high-level fighter to a very high-level coach. You've got some surprises for us that I will not disclose. Some people whose, you know, camps you're helping run now and things like that, and I'm blown away, but I kind of expected it, to be honest with you. But is this going to encompass more about your coaching?
Yeah, it is. It's, like I said, it's tying everything together. It's showing the transition that I've made from a full-time, lifelong fighter to a coach to a bodily broken individual wanting to go out on a choice, and showing what it takes to make those transitions. So you know, we're going to see the way I coach, we're going to see my athletes, we're going to see me running both sides of it while I'm trying to run a camp for myself, while I'm still coaching my athletes, and while I'm still trying to just run everyday life. So we're going to see how the multitasking works for that, and we'll be able to see if I make it to the fight.
That's going to be interesting. I look forward to that. But right now, this is my time, brother. Appreciate you doing this with me. I know you're busy still coaching, training guys, still getting fights in the midst.
You could hear it in the background right now.
Yeah.
I want to go out there and just tell them all to shut up. But so I apologize to everybody at home. These knuckleheads are yelling and screaming like 9-year-olds.
It's all good. You're still in the midst of, doing what you do, training.
But I guess that leads into what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, training top level guys in the midst of everything that's going on. And to add a little spice to all of that, you decided to birth a child.
I don't know if I decided, but...
Well, you always tell me you got to make a choice. That's so true. I think you guys made a choice, and it's a blessing. It happened at the beginning of all this. Kind of tell me what you've been going through the past few months since...
Well, like all of us, this thing has been extremely challenging. It's not like it's a situation where there's any guidance, there's any books, there's any studying, there's nothing. It's in the moment, right? So right now is actually kind of what I've been preaching for a very long time about championing the moment, right? Because there is no understanding what's going on. It's all guessing. Nobody has the answers. Everybody's freaking out. And the stress levels of everybody is so high because there's no information out there that's consistent either. Like for growing a business, you can go to a business school, you can get mentors, you can get advisors, you can go online, you can study how to grow a business. There is nothing that says how to survive personally or business-wise during a pandemic that's never happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we're literally on this platform right now where everything is new. Nobody has answers, everybody's guessing, and the people that are supposed to have answers are giving inaccuracies. That's not very comfortable. It's not. I mean, here's perfect example, right? We're in here doing this interview. We're talking about everything that's going on in the world. You're wearing a mask. I'm not wearing a mask. You're not right. You're not wrong. I'm not right. I'm not wrong. That's weird, right? I was just in South Dakota. I had one of my athletes fighting. I've been in South Dakota twice in the last 3 weeks for fights. I've been tested 3 times for all this stuff. I go there, and the world is completely normal.
Yeah.
Completely normal. But now let's look at this. We go there, South Dakota, everything's normal. These guys are living normal life. They're going to school, activities, people out and about. And we go to this auditorium for the fight that we have. And you go to the right of the auditorium, there's a high school basketball game going on. Audience, everybody's laughing, having a good time, buying snacks.
Wow.
You go to the left of the auditorium where we're fighting. No audience, everybody's wearing masks and engaging in social distancing.
Yeah.
While the people that are all social distancing have been tested.
Yeah.
To me, there's something odd about that. If we've all been tested, all of us have been tested, everybody in this auditorium, everybody in the room, seems like we should be able to be amongst freely.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But
it makes sense. I mean, people want to avoid liability. They may go to the extreme to do so, right?
These guys are fighting each other.
Right, that's true. But I'm saying, for the other people that would come to be in the audience, and we got to remember how quickly people are to sue each other nowadays.
I know, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. But, the problem is right now is small businesses like myself.
Yeah. That's more what I wanted to kind of ask you about, because you've built up this gym in CMMA. I think one of the elite gyms in the world. I've been telling you that, and you've been looking at me, hey, is this guy serious or not? But I meant it. Now you're dealing with elite fighters. You're competing at the best promotions on earth. You built this with your own blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, this has got to be a tough situation.
It is. I mean, this is the fight. I talk to numerous gym owners and other business owners, right?
Yeah.
This is a real fight because there is no answer. Normally, the conversations that I have with all these business owners is about scaling, right? Like, what are we doing to improve the business, scale the business, grow the business, make more money? Now it's not the conversation. Now it's how do we survive the business? How bad are you hurting? How much time do you have left?
Yeah.
You know, when the first lockdown happened, it was supposed to be for 2 weeks. We ended up being closed for 3.5 months. The average small business has a month and a half of reserves. If you were able to find your way and finally get some of the help from the federals, or feds, you were able to survive that portion of it. Us as a business, we lost 70% of business during that. 70%, our break-even point is at 40.
Yeah.
We have to be at a 40%, and we're at break-even. 40%, we have to be. We're break-even. If not, we're in the losing.
Yeah.
We built back. When we reopened, it was the biggest month we've ever had at the Academy in 6 years. Biggest month of new members coming in, people coming back excited to train. But we were still, so when we reactivated, when we opened business back up, we built back up to about 65, maybe 70% of what we were before. So we're still below. We're still below anywhere from 30 to 35% of what we were before the pandemic.
Right.
When the second hit, it dropped us down to about the 50% mark. No, actually, I take it back. Yeah, about the 50% mark. We're still open. Just off of the news and social media talking about the new closures, people started canceling immediately. Boom, 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 boom. Not even asking if we were staying open this time.
Yeah.
And it's really a fight to survive now. I've got other gym owners that are just not even dealing with the fight. It's easier for them to close down. The first time around, even bills were forgiven, right? They were saying, okay, you can forego payments on rent. We'll give you a discount. Car payments, all this stuff was able to be furloughed, at least till later.
Right.
This time they're not doing that. You know, we have no help the second time around. We're being forced to close down with no help for the small businesses.
Yeah.
The small businesses are what this country is really built on right now.
Yeah.
The entrepreneurs, we are being eradicated during this. People say it, some will say it's political agenda. You can look into that. I'm not gonna throw my views on it. I can, but it really doesn't matter. What matters is that I'm fighting to survive my business and provide for my family and for all of my athletes that are still trying to pursue a career in this.
And I just want to qualify it for everybody. The reason I use terms like elite and high level, because you're not one of these, corner Joe Schmo gyms. I mean, you're dealing with guys, Bellator, UFC, LFA, legends in the sport, and you're talking like this, So imagine, what the other gyms are going through that kind of just got started.
Yep.
Maybe the gym that just, where the guy just saved up his entire life savings and just before this shit hit, put it all in his gym.
I actually have one of my students right now that's doing that.
Yeah.
He's supposed to open his gym in 3 weeks.
Wow, man. Wow.
Papers signed, everything.
Jesus Christ. Chad, one thing that bothers me, and I understand how physical contact can spread this thing, is what's deemed essential and what's not. I kind of want to get your thoughts on that, considering the people that we know are susceptible to this disease. I'd like your thoughts on that.
Well, who determines what's essential and what's not? That's the problem, right? What's essential to you might not be essential to me. What's essential to the next person might not be essential. So who determines this?
Yeah.
Right? Why is it that the people that do not believe in fitness, as far as for mental health, can deem fitness as not essential? The people that are into the fitness industry for the mental health side will say that it's more essential than going to therapy. So who determines what's essential? And that's where the really messed up part is, right? Is it not essential because it doesn't bring big dollars to corporate America? It doesn't fit the agenda? What's the answer?
Yeah. I just think it's crazy that, it highlights our priorities, right, as a society, when a drive-through fast food chain is essential.
So let me just jump. The reason why I'm gonna stop you on that right now, because that's the shit that pisses me off.
Right.
Drive-through and fast food is essential. Staying at home is what's gonna keep you safe. So let's put those two together. So now you have to stay at home, eat fast food, and watch the news and social media. That's going to keep you safe. What mention do they talk about anywhere in the media that fitness, eating right, and sunlight are going to be what's going to allow you to fight off infection, bacteria, and disease? There's none of that. But they want you to go and eat fast food because that's essential. The average person has gained, I believe, 14% of their body weight during this.
Wow, man.
How is that helping people live? That's killing people.
And we know that this disease is killing people that are obese, people that have heart issues, diabetes.
Oh, so it's killing people that are obese, have heart issues, and diabetes. Well, fast food is the leading contributor in all of those.
Right.
So now, if you look at it that way, this looks like it's an annihilation.
Right. And that's
it's an execution.
And that's kind of the reason I wanted to talk to you about essential, not essential, and gyms. You know, I believe gyms should be essential. I mean,
if this is the leading cause of what it's killing, you would think gyms and fitness facilities should be like the mandatory. Get your ass out of the house, go work out, go run, get on a fucking bike, do something, do anything but sit at home, do anything but eat fast food. But there's nothing on that. Holy shit, it's called a stay-at-home safer order.
that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Makes me sick to my stomach. Stay at home safer. Get the fuck out of here.
Man, it's
Sorry, I use language when I get emotional.
No, I understand because I mean it's kind of ridiculous, right? I mean it's like 1 + 1 = 2 kind of at this point for me.
I mean, guys next door. Actually keeps it honest and raw.
We'll wait for you.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm just finishing up an interview.
Tell Taylor.
There you go. Sorry.
Make sure you're in the right
these
spot.
knuckleheads.
There you go. So yeah, it's crazy to me. I thought for sure you would be someone who would be willing to express themselves on that issue, and I'm glad I got to ask you about that. What is it you're doing right now to kind of stay afloat in this situation?
I'm doing what I've done for my entire life.
Yeah.
I'm fighting. I'm trying to be the best resource that I can be for myself, my students, for my friends in the industry, anybody that is struggling. I cannot let myself crack, even though I've had my moments. You know, this is a fight, and this is where we cannot bow down to the bully. You know, I've been bullied my whole life, and right now, yes, I understand it's about keeping people safe, and there is a seriousness to this, but at the same time, we are being bullied to shut doors to these things, and I'm not doing it. I'm not going to be bullied ever again. When I took this stance, when I said this is never happening again, of course, in my mind, it was like to people, to the individuals trying to fucking bully me. Now it's actually being bullied in a different way. When I was younger, I used to get bullied. I was bullied by my friends. I was never bullied by the school bully, and I didn't associate it to bullying. And so I never even saw myself as being bullied my whole life until I look at the bigger picture. And right now, this is just like that same time. We don't pay attention to the fact that we are being bullied. Can't do it. You got to stand up to a bully. You got to find ways to overcome it, and the people that are going to overcome this right now are going to see how great things can be after this. Because when you stand up to a bully, yeah, it's going to be ugly. Could be ugly.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, it's those that are willing to survive, those that are willing to fight, those are the ones that are going to be standing there holding the torch, leading the way.
So you're in talks with some of the other gyms.
Yep.
You're obviously, you're connected in the fight game. What's the word?
Some have closed, some are staying open. You know, it's a split mix. You know, I have some of my friends that are doing the right thing. They're going to parks. One of my friends is now bringing his training sessions for class in the park. Just got shut down by the police in the parks.
Yeah.
They're saying that you need, for a structured event or organized activity, you need permits. But right now during the pandemic, that they're not issuing permits.
Wow.
So hold on. You say go outside. Gyms can be open if you do it outside, but now we can't do it in a park. We can't do it, makes no sense. So nothing adds up. So what all these gyms are trying to do, we're just trying to survive. There is no scaling right now. There is no growing the business. It's trying to survive.
Are you doing a lot of one-on-ones now?
I'm doing one-on-ones. So for me personally, I'm looking at ways to think bigger picture, right? I have an online academy that's getting ready to launch probably this week. The CMMA Online Academy.com, there's the plug, and we're releasing my entire headlock training system. Something that I've been teaching in seminars around the world. It's benefited my career, and now I'm getting ready to release it. It's 2.5 hours of online training course for understanding the perfect strangle, and then we're gonna lead into actual everything for MMA that'll be available on the website.
That's badass.
You know what I mean? So I'm always looking at ways like, okay, you tell me we can't train? All right, cool. I'm gonna give everybody everything so they can train at home. We're not gonna stop. We're not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop. I don't give a shit how deep or how bad this thing gets. I'm gonna find a way.
Yeah. Wow, man. What do you think this does to the fight game
right now?
Overall,
right now the fight game's on pause. You got the big guys that are making things happen. I think it's making people really excited to fight. It's making our amateurs really excited to fight. But for the up and coming talent, it's keeping them on ice. You know, so everything's at a standstill. Again, though, I think that those that are willing to fight are going to find a way through this and are going to be the leaders in the industry.
Yeah.
If you could find a way through this, while everybody else is waiting for handouts, while everybody else are wanting to ride the nuts of others, those that are willing to step outside and step out of the box, spend a little extra money, a little extra time, a little more stress, those are the people that are going to be the innovators, the trendsetters, and then everybody's going to be following suit.
For those that maybe are creative, Chad, maybe are coming up with ways, but just don't have the finances, maybe, what do you say to those people?
Everybody's waiting for the right time. Everybody's waiting for the right time. Sometimes you got to take a risk to make something happen.
Yeah.
I've risked everything on multiple occasions. Everything. When I opened this gym, I dumped my savings out. I had nothing left in my account. I had $0 in my account.
Wow, man. Wow.
Zero. When you risk for the right reasons, sometimes the reward pays off. Sometimes it doesn't. But if you risked everything, you're gonna be sure as hell willing to fight for it.
I love it, Chad. I love it. I know you gotta give back, man. I appreciate your time. Anything, any parting words, parting shots?
Don't listen to the bullshit. Make your own decisions. Be safe and be willing to survive and fight. That's what this is about. Make your own decisions on what's right for you. Don't worry about pressing your fucking views or anything on other people. Just stay your course, and you're gonna find the right way along the path.
Chad the Savage George, ladies and gentlemen.